Alright, so this is my first attempt at a voiceover commentary for a recent attic visit that I did on a 1952 house, built 1952, and it's in Halethorpe. So I think one thing that I should say that I've noticed in terms of a trend is if it's an older house and it has one of these newer pull-down stairs, then it's a good chance there's a push-up hatch somewhere else in the house, because at one time that was probably the way that they were getting into the attic, and then at some point maybe somebody wanted to have storage put up there, so they built this out, and then just left the old hatch. So first thoughts when I get up in this attic are, clearly the insulation really has not been touched, quite possibly since 1952. And then when I started looking around, I could kind of see it would look like a hole over there, and I'd just like to sort of try to match things up because, when you're taking in a lot of information during an audit. So I kind of looked down here just to see, okay, so I wanted to make sure that that was where the staircase was, which of course it is. I just like to get a few pictures when I'm in the attic for reporting and sharing and just referencing so that I can go back and take a look to see, if I missed something or just to collect additional information. So one of the things I also noticed in this house is there were a couple places where there were thermal bypasses due to the ceiling dropping down. So I think in this case it's a closet, and right there where that almost like green turf stuff was looking, that was I think where that exactly was where the old hatch was, and I confirmed that later when I went down. And then I just like to try to take a look at the insulation just to see, and I'm pretty sure that that's a fiberglass, an old fiberglass bat. Uh, so I'm very eager at this point to make my way over to that giant hole, because you don't see houses that have the staircase um, built down like that. Um, and when we get over there, I'll show you that you can see there's a lot of missing insulation in this attic, and this house is just going to benefit so much from having the air sealing and additional information. You can see the old plumbing vent pipe that goes up, and right before, if you would have noticed, there was a gap there. And then this is just to demonstrate that the gap between the ceiling fan or the bathroom exhaust fan and the bathroom below is quite large. And then again, making my way over to this staircase, that there's a huge opening at the attic floor that drops down into that staircase, and all of that drywall that you see at the sort of like the bottom is sort of going down at an angle, and then the vertical on the left side, when I open it up, you'll be able to see that's all uninsulated, and that piece of cardboard that's dropped over top of that like that is not really keeping any of that air from. I mean, it's kind of like having. You might as well leave the staircase, the pull down stairs open. The only difference is that there's a quarter-inch, half-inch piece of drywall that separates the inside of the house from the attic air. But in all honesty, I mean, that happens to be the case in almost all of this attic, seeing as how there's very little to no insulation. And the reason I laugh is not in a negative way, it's in a way because I really, like I said, think that um, there's just huge gains to be made when you see a situation like this for a homeowner in terms of comfort and their energy bill. And